Hello guys, welcome back to another YouTube video with Tank Reaper today on World of Warships console. And today we're covering the Tier 3 Royal British Navy's Destroyer class, Wakeful class destroyer. And yeah, we're going to go over some of the stats of the ship, see how she performs in battle, and you know, that's the normal thing we do with these ship and tank reviews, is it? Yeah, I mean, we're going to see how she does, some of the stats like I said, and some of the gameplay. One gameplay of this ship. First of all, it is a Deck 2 ship, so it does lead right on to the Tier 4 Royal British Navy's Acacia class destroyer. I'm hoping I'm saying that name right. I am so sorry if I'm not. I'm probably like making some people irritated because how I try to say the names of some of these ships. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. I'm really trying my best of actually trying to pronounce some of these names. But my modification, I put aiming system mod 1, dispersion of main batteries 7%, torpedo launcher retraverse speed is 20%, secondary battery firing range is 5%, and secondary dispersion time, dispersion of secondaries, I'm sorry for that, is 5%. Even though this ship really don't have secondaries and stuff, so but I just add that for the main batteries, try to get the main batteries firing and having more accurately hitting shots. It gets HE, AP, and torpedoes. Does get damage control party, consumable duration 5 seconds, reload time is 40 seconds, and get unlimited of these. Smokescreen, do remember the smokescreen for the British is a little bit more different than the Americans. You get more of these, and that 7 right there is not really a 7, it's supposed to be a 6, but I'll show you what I did in a few minutes once we're done covering other things for the ship and stuff like that. But the British smokescreen, it doesn't last as long as the Americans, but you get more consumable rate, number of the consumables and stuff. You get more of them. So let's cover some of the smoke screen right now. Consumable duration is 5.4 seconds. Smoke screen dispersion time is 41.6 seconds. Sorry for that, guys. My dog is trying to bark. Reload time is 54 seconds, and you get 7 of these. But I remember I added a perk to add one more, so it will be 6 if you're playing this ship as stock and stuff like that. And I'm not sure what the heck my little Scooby-Dooby-Doo is trying to bark at. But let's get right more into the other stats of the ship. The hit points is 10,000 hit points. Then you have your main batteries, 120mm 45 BL Mark 1. You get 4 of these, meaning you get 2 gun turns in the front, 2 gun turns in the rear of the ship, 1 gun in each gun turn, so meaning you will get 4 guns. The firing range is 10.8 kilometers. Reload time is 8.4 kilometers. Turning time is 18 seconds. Max HE shell damage is 1,700. Firing saving chance is 9%, and AP shell max damage is 2,200. Your torpedoes is a 533mm TR Mark 1. You get 2 of these. Remember that meaning the launchers, not the tubes. We'll show you the tubes in a little while. The reload time is 60.6 seconds. Turning time is 6 seconds. Max damage for your torpedoes is 11,967. And torpedo detection range by the sea is 1.2 kilometers. Torpedo range is 6 kilometers. Torpedo speed is 62 knots. So 6 kilometers range, and they could be detectable at 1.2 kilometers. So keep that in mind. Your AA, I mean, this is a low tier ship, so don't expect too much of your AA, even though AA is not really going to make much of a difference against the aircraft at all. It really doesn't. It doesn't even matter at even higher tiers either. Yeah. You get the 40mm 39 QF Mark II guns. You only get 2 of these. Average damage per second is 11, and firing range is 2.5 kilometers. Your max speed for the ship is 35 knots. Turning circle radius is 500 meters, and rudder shift time is 2.5 seconds. Detectability range by sea is 5.6. Firing your guns, your main batteries is 10.8 kilometers, and when the ship is on fire is 7.6 kilometers. Detectability range by the air is 2.9 kilometers. After firing your main batteries is 4.9 kilometers, and when the ship is on fire from the air is 5.9 kilometers. Granted, detectability range is 2 kilometers, and when the ship is firing through smoke is 2 kilometers. But remember this though, you are a destroyer, so you get a protective ability to fire through smoke. Unlike cruisers and battleships, they don't get a detectability range for firing through smoke, so you do. But remember this, smoke acts like a double-edged sword. When you pop it, the enemy ship can't see you, yes, but then you can't see the enemy ship either through your smoke, unless if you have a consumable that allows you to use consumable, what is it, sonar and stuff like that, that allows you to see the enemy ship, but the ship don't get that. This is a low tier ship, so you don't get. I think you get when you start getting into the higher tier ships, and yeah, even though we just got a new tier 8 lineups as well, but we already covered that in Talking with Tank. The armor, I mean, I always cover the armor on a light tank and a destroyer because I figure this is a good way for you to know how thick the armor is and maybe what you should do when you're in a situation. Because I know sometimes in more tanks you can pull off some stupid, ridiculously stupid ricochets with a light tank. So it doesn't happen all the time. It happens here and there, and sometimes it could probably happen with a destroyer too. If you just do it sometimes can happen. Don't say, but tank, you're going to say it's going to always happen. No, it's not always going to happen. Sometimes you will get these stupid, ridiculous ricochets that shouldn't happen, but never question it. Never, ever question the ricochets. But let's get right into the armor. The bottom is 10 meters thick. The fore-end plates are also 10 meters thick. The fore-end deck is 10. Bottom is 10. The aft end plates are also 10. Aft end deck is 10. The side plates are 10. Top side plates are also 10, which 10 is going to be mostly the thickness of the armor of the ship. And gun side is 6. Athwart ship is 10. Armor belt is 10. Bottom is 10. Deck is also 10. And athwart ship is also 10. Now, I hear some of you saying, but Tank, what about the Citadel? Well, unlike cruisers and battleships, destroyers don't really get Citadel. Even though they might have one, and which I think that's what this is for here, it's not really much where you have to worry about getting hit, because more likely than not, your enemy battleships or anything that's firing AP at you is going to overmatch your armor. Because you're so lightly armored, the AP rounds are just going to hit the side of the ship, over penetrate, and not do the full damage that the show is supposed to. Yeah, sometimes it can get hit real hard. But what you want to do is hit a destroyer with HE, where it's going to act like it's almost Citadel in the ship, but it's just doing a huge chunk of damage. Especially if you hit the destroyer with all of your main batteries, especially if you're a battleship. Some battleships does get a reload booster, like the French Navy's battleships will get reload boosters. I mean, you could hurry up, switch to your HE shell with your reload booster and hit that destroyer and hit him very hard too with your HE shell. That's something that I gotta say that you really want to do when you're playing in a battleship. Cruisers do, because you already get a really fast reload and stuff. You don't have to do that. But the torpedoes are right here. You get 6 torpedoes. What it always means is you always... I'm sorry for that, guys. My dog is barking. Don't know why. But what it always means is that you're getting 2 launchers and stuff like that. But it doesn't always tell you how many tubes you're getting. So right here, for example, it's 2 launchers but 6 tubes. So yeah, that's something that you should know about any class of ship. Always look at where your torpedoes are and stuff like that. It's never going to tell you how many tubes you got. But let's also cover the captain, because I just said I want to cover what the captain has, his perks and stuff. Off by heart, what he has is the true grit. I'm not sure. Torpedo launcher reload time is 1.65%. Steering gear and permit chance is 16.5%. Then I have submersible Victro. Torpedo speed is 3 knots faster. Torpedo launcher reload time is 9%. And destroyer main battery reload time is 5%. Always gain those batteries. Reload time down. And look at me now. Sea detection range is 3%. I also add back in stock torpedo launcher reload time 4%. If not that, maybe torpedo subversal torpedo range is 8%, or maybe sand or fall reload time reduction per 1% of HP lost is 1%. And then you have smoke in the water, which is the one I have on the ship, is smoke screen dispersion time 4%. Smoke screen deployment time is 4%. And then my legendary perk is smoke's gone. Smoke screen cooldown time 10%. Smoke generated charge, you get 1. Like I said, the ship usually comes with 6, so with that 1 you have 7 charges. Smoke screen deployment time 50%, and torpedo speed is 10 knots faster as your special effect, but you have to be at least 1.5 kilometers in range with the ally. But that's probably enough with this ship, guys. In the port, we've already covered the huge amount of stats and other things about the ship. Let's take her out, we'll see what she does, and I'll see you guys in the battlefield. Hello guys, welcome back. We're on Ring, and this was just watch it to the end to find out the full battle. As you can see, we are actually top tiered, and yeah. I mean, World Warships is a little bit different than being top tiered or bomb tiered, because unlike World Tanks, you're always going to be doing damage no matter what. Because you can switch to HE and start peppering a ship's deck with HE rounds and catch them on fire. And I mean, yeah, you're going to catch them on fire and make them stay on fire as long as they don't use their damage control party. Then you should be fine there. But you know, that's the good thing about World Warships. You could go ahead and pick it up and start playing it right away. But this gameplay will feature one big major thing. If you're a destroyer and you get spotted, never... Well, I guess in a way it shows that how much damage you could take by getting hit by HE round by a ship. Or maybe, was it HE? I think it was. But I'm not going to spoil too much for you guys. You're going to see what happens in a few minutes here. As you can see, I'm trying to make sure... Well, I'm trying to make sure my AA is turned off so I don't get spotted by the aircraft that they do come over this way. And here comes the first destroyer, the Wicks, which the aircraft carrier spots right away. And then there's another destroyer which is called the Clemson. And look at that, was HE, was from the cruiser behind me. You can see I really want to fire, but I don't want to fire, because if I do start shooting, I'm going to get spotted. And then I'm going to get hit by, well, I don't know where their cruisers are, and their battleships are. Do they even have any cruisers? Yes, they have 2 cruisers on their team. I start firing now. I don't know why, but I do catch the, well, Wicks on fire with my first servo. I fire the second servo at the Wicks. We get 1 penetrating shot, but the other destroyer, the Clemson, disappears. And the carrier's right over there, which means he's a clear line sight of us. But do we really want to rush the carrier? We are getting decent amount of damage from that Clemson, or the Wicks, I mean, not the Clemson, the other ship was the Clemson, because the Clemson was actually on fire, and now he actually burned it out. Always put out the fire no matter what. And right over there is the Wicks. I am getting myself confused. So if I confuse you, I am so sorry for that. But we do see the Langley class American carrier, which is right over there, but he's just way out of range of our guns. And as you can see, if I would have probably had my AA guns on right now, they probably would have gotten me more likely spotted at this point because of those aircraft. So that's a good thing I didn't have my AA guns turned on. And that ship right there, which that's a American battleship. I don't know which one is it. No, No, it's not. Yeah, it is American. It's Wyoming class. And you get to see what he does. I don't know what he was doing, but he, one of my allied destroyers is close enough to get torpedoes off. I'm going straight because, well, I want to try to make sure I don't get too spotted too much. So I start slowing down, pop my smoke, start shooting at the Wyoming class battleship, and he starts, looks like he's slowing down. Okay, well, we're still wanting to shoot him. We're going in reverse. I go forward a little bit more. Um, well, we call him on fire. Excellent, right? Yeah, mastery, excellent. Does he get hit by a torpedo? Well, it looks like he's going to get hit by one torpedo. I come on fire again. That's going to stick because I think he put out the other fire. And to be honest, guys, I think the guy can't rage quit at this point. His team is winning mastery. We're down 3 ships and they're down 1 ship. And I keep on hitting him with my main batteries. And now it looks like he's not moving. I'm watching this guy too, to let you know. And the fire tick is still going off. So meaning he's not using his damage control bar because it's off on cooldown. So meaning he's flooding by the allied destroyer. He's on fire with my HE rounds. And I'm looking at his turrets, and they don't look like the turn. It doesn't look like he's going forward or straight, or I mean reverse or straight. So I was at this time thinking, he must be AFK. He must have just went AFK, stopped playing, exited the game because he got hit by a torpedo and got hit by a couple HE rounds. That's why you never use your damage control party when you get caught on fire one time. Always save it just in case if you get set on fire at least a couple more times in a flood, then use your damage control parties. But looks like we do take out the enemy carrier, but we are definitely down a lot of ships. Most of our destroyers are gone, well, all of them except me is gone. One of our battleships is gone, one of our cruisers are gone. And I'm still looking at this guy. Look at him. Yeah, he totally left the game. Huh. Must be maybe a new player. I'm never sure. But as you can see, I tried launching torpedoes at the AL Aria, a Russian cruiser, which I did a ship review of that thing a while back, and I started shooting at the Wyoming again. I'm not at the point. I was still thinking maybe he's AFK. Maybe he went AFK because, well, he's not moving. He's not doing nothing. So yeah. Even though his team is actually really winning, and so we start shooting at the Crimson. We knock out his engine, which is a good thing, but he knocks out my torpedoes. So I use my damage control party. Probably a bad thing, I should have never done that. But we hit the Wicks again, or not the Wicks, the Crimson. His engine's still knocked out, so I mean he's saving his damage control party, which is a smart guy. And one of my gun turns gets taken out. Oh, that's not good. No, because now I have one gun turn aiming at the rear. So I'm hoping my smoke comes off of cooldown. Here comes the Dazioki. Oh my gosh, I'm probably butchering that name so badly. And my second rear gun returns got knocked out. Oh no, this isn't good. So I start shooting at the Dazioki class destroyer. I use my damage control party so that way I can get my gun turns back up and operational. Use my smokes so that way the enemy ships stop smart firing at me, and I launch my one launcher of torpedoes. This was a merry hairy shot of launching those torpedoes. I'm swerving and swerving as much as I can so that the enemy ships doesn't hit me. They do get me down to 3,000 hit points. I'm working straight ahead of me, hoping I don't run into the island, and they're still shooting at me, and oof, those were close ones. I was spotted for temporary, but now I'm not. We only have a battleship, which is oh boy. The Orion is very now low in health because he got hit by torpedoes. My first wave of torpedoes did nothing. Like I said, I wasn't expecting much of it. And there is the Gassiano, and there's one of the destroyers. So I decided instead of trying to go for the battleship, I actually pop up smoke, start shooting at the Crimson. The Crimson does hit me, but I hit him pretty hard too. And I'm not real sure where they're at. This is what I mean, smoke can act like a double-edged sword, so I have to get out of smoke to see them, but at the same time I'm putting myself at risk, and now I beat myself. And, oof, that kind of hurted, okay. Yeah, we got took out by a cruiser. Yeah, what kind of fun. I mean, we did 26,000 damage, 220 damage in this game without hitting anything but with our torpedoes. We mostly got from either catching somebody on fire like that battleship, which did a huge amount of chunk damage towards him, which I don't think he really did much through the rest of the game. I mean, if he's probably rage quit due because he got fire twice, guys, I want to tell you something. Don't use the damage control party when you're on fire once. Use it when you're on fire. If you get 2 fires on you and a flood, then use it. Because those all are going to tick at once and it's going to kill you a lot more faster. So, what he did there, he made a little bit of a mistake. I mean, I'm not going to be judging him because at this tier, he's probably still new and stuff. So, if you're new at this game, please don't use your damage control party that quick on one single fire. You never know when a destroyer or a cruiser that's going to hit you and it's going to cut you on fire twice. Never know this. You just got to keep on using your head and revolving around. But as you can see, we only have one ship left, which is the carrier, which means the other 2 destroyers and that cruiser is going to be making a beeline towards this carrier. That's a Russian carrier. I mean, I have played it, I think, a couple times. It's a decent Russian carrier, which we'll be doing a ship review on that thing sometime in the future. But I don't think he's going to live this at all. No, not with 2 destroyers coming after him, and he's going just straight. Not a good idea. You got a there's the key, and what's that other ship called? Is it the Clemson, I think, going after him, or is it the Wicks? I think it's the Clemson actually going after him. You see, oh my goodness, torpedoes in the water. Oh my gosh, some of it is from the Dizzy and the. Yep, there we go. He's gone. He's dead. 100% defeat. But you know, guys, I'm going to call it here. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. And if you did, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to share if you guys want to. And like always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.